This is the Male Rights Activist Podcast, episode 98. We focus on relationships, sports, and pop culture from a man's point of view. First of all, we want to thank our listeners, our new ones, our OGs, everybody from around the world that tunes into us. Thank you for hanging with the fellas.
What up?
Today's show, we break down Dave Chappelle's special.
A masterclass at being a master of ceremony. Classic.
Nice. A woman wants to ban Father's Day.
I'm down. And while we at it, let's ban Valentine's Day as well.
And now you talking. A man sends a wife a spreadsheet of all the time she denied him sex in a month. And a Dear Irby writer hates the name her husband, is adamant about naming their daughter. All that and more right now. This is the MRA podcast with Kyle and Chappelle, where men come to talk and women come to eavesdrop. I am Kyle.
I am Chappelle.
And we're saving relationships one listener at a time. Chappelle,
what's up?
Our audience has been very happy with how woke we've been lately. I've been getting feedback.
And we always been woke, man. It was side pieces to talk about. So this
but
COVID is affecting that.
Listen, man. But we made a conscious decision to set the pick for Kamal, who the people don't even know. They have no idea how much knowledge you have. So it's coming through on the show, and I appreciate it. People are telling me they love it. What is going on, man? There's been another shooting in Atlanta. Atlanta turned up over it. Brother, please break it down to our casual fan that don't know what the hell's going on. What's going on, dog?
Well, I think everybody knows about this one by now, man. This is another tragic situation, man. This guy, Rayshard Brooks, he was drunk. He was in the parking lot at Wendy's. Yeah. And I don't know if somebody called the police on him, but he had passed out in the parking lot. And I don't think he was actually parked. So I don't know if he was in the drive-through or anything like that, but he wasn't in the stalls, I guess.
He wasn't where you would expect a parked car to be.
No.
Yes, he was sleeping in a place that is not for sleeping.
Right, and so they woke him up and told him to go pull over at the to the stall. He did that, and the dude fell asleep again.
Okay.
Yeah, so this lets you know, dude was drunk off his ass.
Yeah, and
they woke him up. He got out of the car. He's very, very cooperative, man. He took the field sobriety test. He blew into the thing, the breathalyzer.
Yeah,
he explained what happened.
What had happened.
Yeah, he explained what happened. Said he got dropped off from his girlfriend. Asked him, was he drinking? He was like, he had one drink. It was a margarita. Later on, he said he had a daiquiri. He had a couple drinks. So, and you could see like the amusement on the cop's face, like, this guy, we got him. And so I think they finally, he said enough. They had enough evidence to arrest him for driving while under the influence. He said that he got dropped off and he didn't drive. He got dropped off at the Wendy's. That's where his car was parked, but he wanted a burger, so he tried to get in line, I guess. And when they tried to put the cuffs on him, a struggle ensued. He didn't allow it. Some wrestling happened. You can see that. Well, the body cams, you can see like a struggle, and then you cut to it's two different vantage points. So you have the cop's body cam. You also have the security footage from the Wendy's.
From the Wendy's or whatever, yeah. And
you can see him running. Now, during the struggle, somehow he grabbed the cop's taser. Yeah, man. As he's running. I mean, he turns and it fires the taser back at the cop. And the cop unloads 3 shells in the brother, and he dies later on at the hospital. So, I mean, it's definitely not a George Floyd situation. This one's gray. Yeah, this one's gray as hell. Now, listen to a chief of police. They said, a former chief of police, he says that, man, they knew he didn't have a gun on him, so, they used deadly force when, he fired the taser. Now, they knew he didn't have a gun on him because they patted him down, so they had to assume they knew that was a taser he was firing. And so now it's up in the air, man. The cop that shot him was fired immediately, and the DA says they're gonna make a decision on Wednesday. So today, we should have a decision when you guys are listening to this. But this one, man, like I said, it's not a George Floyd situation. I feel bad because, you see the man 40 minutes before he's dead. You can see him. You're just talking, man. He's a regular person. Yeah. I mean, we didn't interact with Trayvon Martin and stuff like that. No. Even George Floyd, we saw his interaction, but they were rousting him up. This guy, Mr. Brooks, man, he seems like just a normal guy. He's talking to him. He's in good spirits. He's explaining what's going on. Now it's drunk talk. But yeah, it's definitely drunk talk.
He's sauced.
Yeah, but it's definitely unfortunate, man. And I know the cop is going to try to justify the killing by saying he fired the taser at him, and I guess instincts, took over, and he feared for his life. I don't know, but I think that in this current climate, I think cops need to be extra careful because I've seen videos of white guys wrestling with the cops. I've seen cops run away from white guys who were like on that stuff. My girl was looking at some video. This guy, man, he took the billy club. He beat the cop with it. He beat his female partner with it. He chased him around. He got in the car.
That's white privilege.
Right. And you can hear people saying, "Oh wow, if he's black, he'd have been dead by now." You can see the people taping it. Yeah, they're thinking he's gonna die. Like, oh man, just lay down, man. No.
Yes.
So this type of situation, you juxtapose that what happened with Rayshard Brooks. It's like, this shit ain't right, man.
Nah.
And so I know the George Floyd's no defense. This one, they might have a defense, man. This one, they might have a defense, and a jury, if they bring charges, a jury might see this man's point of view, this cop, and he might walk, And so I just want the people to be prepared. It's not the same as the George Floyd thing. It's not the same as the Mike Brown thing. It's not the same.
Does it taint the George Floyd thing, Kamal? Because remember when Eddie Murphy was trying to get the Oscar, and then he put Norbit out. And it was like, oh, shit.
You couldn't hold this off for 3 more months, man.
God damn, nigga. This is not the time to put out. So does it give the Fox News people, see, if they just, listened, like the guy said to the brother, who was the, Ahmaud Arbery. They said if he just followed directions. Motherfucker, first of all, you're not the popo. Yeah. Second of all, I'm on a jog, man. Get the fuck out of my face.
Y'all got guns. Why am I supposed to comply? I don't know you guys' intentions.
Y'all not the show me your badge. But in this one, they can say one of their favorite phrases, which is, if y'all just listen to the police. You have an argument there. But our argument could simply be, or the argument of the person with logic can say, true, but that's not the death penalty. Now, I wouldn't advise it, but I guarantee you, if that was that cop's brother, a white guy, he would have found a way to disarm him without killing him.
Well, yeah, and the thing about it is he's running away. Running away. I think once the taser misses him, I mean, I don't know if the taser hit him. Now that'd be a good argument if taser hit me and I just fired because I got electrocuted. But I don't think the taser hit him, and then he fired 3 shots. The guy's running away. He got shot in the back. That's hard to justify that shit, man.
Yeah, not shot in the back, man. This whole thing is disgusting, man. And my cousin Mai Perkins, man.
Yes.
She rode up. You guys went to Howard together. I'm not sure at the same time, but if I guess together means same time. But anyway, you guys know each other from Howard, from L.A.
Yeah.
And she wrote a great poem about the lack of a monument for the slain blacks in the hands of police. There's so many blacks that have died in the hands of police. Maybe there should be a monument. But this is a great poem. Let's drop it right now.
Several years ago, I noticed that at the start of each spring, there were always tons of daffodils blooming across the boroughs of New York City. Seeing them in every neighborhood, I finally decided to look up why there are always bright yellow daffodils blooming every year. Turns out these daffodils are in memory of the victims of September 11th and those who lost their lives in the World Trade Center. In a beautiful gesture of compassion, it started out as a gift donation of over 1 million daffodil bulbs to the city of New York by the Dutch government. This was in the fall of 2001. Now, daffodils symbolize hope or new beginnings after tragedy, and survival as the blooms begin to spread and multiply annually. That donation turned into a New York City public program called the Daffodil Project, which is now the largest community planting initiative and living memorial in the nation. Upon learning this backstory 2 or 3 years ago, I began to wonder why no daffodils, or any other official flower for that matter, were ever planted for the Black victims of police brutality. I thought about it so much that I decided at that point to write a poem about it. But I could never find the words until now, June 2020. And so this poem is dedicated to those who have lost their lives, to police officers who did not see the opportunity to preserve life in that split second. It's dedicated to my friend Prince Jones, my Howard University brother, who was murdered by a Prince George's County police officer in September 2000, 1 year before the 9/11 terrorist attack. It's dedicated to Rayshard Brooks, the young brother in Atlanta who was just trying to explain that he might just be a little bit tipsy, and if he could just walk home, everything would be okay. It's dedicated to George Floyd and Eric Garner, who both said, "I can't breathe." It's dedicated to Breonna Taylor and Tatiana Jefferson, who were both shot by cops in their home. It's dedicated to Ahmaud Arbery, Antoine Rose, Philando Castile, Freddie Gray, Walter Scott, Laquan McDonald, Tamir Rice. Such a small child, 12 years old. Trayvon Martin, Michael Brown, Oscar Grant, Sean Bell. The list goes on and on and on. Amadou Diallo, Abner Louima, Malice Green. At what point will they get their flowers? At what point can we expect police officers to stop killing Black bodies? Daffodils. There are no daffodils of hope for the Black bodies slain. Floral bell-shaped memorials of annual bloom. Though the pain and rally cries for true justice remain, there are no daffodils of hope for the Black bodies slain. Violence on viral loop symbolizes blood stain. Across the U.S., unrest smolders and fumes. There are no daffodils of hope for the Black bodies slain. Violent murders gone viral materialize bloodstain. Agitation, pressure, de-escalate, retrain. The trauma of fatal encounters exhumed. As the rage for unarmed Black victims remains, agitating the pressure to de-escalate and retrain. Demanding dignity to treat Black citizens humane. The sidewalks from Staten Island to Minneapolis, a tomb. Where are the daffodils of hope for the Black bodies slain? Demands for dignity to treat Black citizens humane. Excessive force by cops on unarmed Blacks is insane. Their badge and brute conduct a racist heirloom. Though the pain and rally cries for true justice remain, excessive force of any type on unarmed Blacks is insane. So in these streets and in these tweets, till these cops are arraigned, let's plant sustainable seeds of revolution rose blooms. Though the pain and rally cries for true justice remain, there are no daffodils of hope for the black bodies slain.
Hey guys, I want to take this time to ask you to subscribe to The World According to Cheryl. That is Cheryl Underwood's podcast. It's hilarious, and I'm on it. We got some feedback, Obi.
Do we now?
Yeah, man. We got a feedback from a brother named Brother Green, who listens to us on YouTube from episode 97, The Floyd Effect. I told you, man, people are liking how woke the MRA podcast. We was asleep. Wake up. He said, powerful, brother. It's pretty short and sweet, right?
Yeah, yeah, it says it all.
Yeah, man. When we come back, man, we have a story from a guy, because we got to get back to the ignorance, who took 4 years to get in post-nut mode. Find out how far gone he was. Next, it's the MRA Podcast. Hey, what's up, man? I just had to take a time away from the podcast to let you know, if you want an MRA hat, you can get you one. You know why? We got them for sale. 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 You can get you one in red, blue, black, whatever you want. Just go to the website, themrapodcast.com. That is themrapodcast.com, and get you one. All right, come out. It's post-nut time. It's from Steph in Montclair, California. I guess Steph is like Steph Curry, I guess. Yeah. Not Stephanie.
I know the area very well. I pulled many chicks at that mall.
What you know about the Montclair Plaza?
Oh, my gosh. Man.
I got kicked out of that mall.
We did, too.
Hanging with the wrong crowd. You did?
Yeah, man. Dude, we made a big deal about it, dog. Before we get to the bust-nut mall, I got to tell you. Me and my crew, man, we got fresh. It took us a while. God. We made a big event of this, man. We walked. I mean, we rode down there.
Yeah,
it's a big event. We going there to the pool. We was on the hunt.
We going to pool, baby.
Man, we get in there. Ridiculous. We walked around the top level one time, and security swarmed us and said it was complaints of our language, and that we had broken some type of mall rule, and they kicked us out, man. Before we could actually, we was on a hunt. We walked around like, what I'm saying, just surveying the place, and we got the boot.
But y'all was probably loud and laughing.
I mean, I don't think we were.
Come on.
I'm saying we were normal. We were. I mean, because the thing about it is, me, Robbie, we kept a low profile. We weren't the loud, ignorant type.
I'm assuming.
Yeah. So
I'm assuming you were me and my friends.
Nah, we weren't. Yeah, we're not that. We weren't that crew. Cool. We were smooth, and yeah, man, we got the boot. We were there probably of 4 minutes, or however long it takes.
Was it your fault at all, or was it they got the wrong black people?
No, it was probably us. But what I'm saying is, it was normal mall decorum for us.
Yeah.
We didn't do nothing out of the ordinary.
Outside voice.
Yeah, we didn't do nothing out of the ordinary. We were walking around the mall, checking stuff out. Man, we were we weren't like I said, we weren't loud and demonstrative. We weren't that type of people. And it was just like, damn, we did all of this shit. We made a day of it. We planned it. And we had to leave, dog.
Was y'all gonna pull something anyway, man?
Man,
be honest.
Our success rate was rather high, man.
Oh, okay. Because mine was always bad in public.
Nah, man, I was good. I was good in on the outskirts. So you put me in the Tyler Mall, I'm the man. You put me in Montclair Mall, I'm the man. You get me close to the house, I'm like, nigga, don't I know you?
Nah, I'm classroom. I'm the classroom king. Classroom or job. I know her for a while. I'm in there. You know what I'm saying? But just what's your name? Oh man, I'm keeping my mouth shut. I have zero chance, unless sometimes at the club. But yeah, all right, man. It's post nut time, man. So I was with this girl for about 4 years, and it wasn't until she was finally gone that I realized I was out of my mind. How many times we've been there? She was very controlling, and I ignored all of the red flags because the sex was so good. We hooked up the first night we met at a Halloween party, and I fell hard. The first red flag I missed was when I wanted to go home for Thanksgiving. Her family lives back east. She's from Jersey, and she didn't want to go home because she wanted to be with me. At the time, I thought it was sweet. I offered to fly us both out there, but she said no. I invited her to my mother's house, and she said no. She wanted to be just the two of us at my place. Okay. Then on Christmas, she wanted to go to the snow because she said it was her family tradition to play in the snow on Christmas. Over time, I noticed anytime I brought up my mother, she would say things like, "What are you, a mama's boy?" When her and my mom finally met, my mother was not a fan. My girlfriend could feel it, so she never wanted to go to my mom's anymore. Before I knew it, I was not hanging with my friends or my family. It was just her and I. No kids, no pets, just us. I finally came to my senses when she wanted me to move back to Jersey because she had a job opportunity and wanted to be closer to her family. I said, no way. I think I only had the courage to say no because we had dried up by then. Now that I'm in post-nut mode, I can honestly say I was sick. That is Steph in Montclair, California. Come on, man. Where did this guy go wrong?
Man. Where did he go wrong?
Yeah.
I don't see where he went wrong, dude. I mean, obviously, the 4 years of being in pre-nut and all of that stuff, making the wrong decisions. But, man, he didn't do anything wrong. He met this chick, linked up the first night. He smashed. Now he could have put his foot down early on, but, man, he's like, hey, man, if I go here, I'm going to miss out on some of this good loving. The thing about it is, man, if she was, giving it to him whenever he wanted it,
yeah, man,
it's hard. It's like, hey, I want to go here, or we can stay home and we can do this. Yeah, okay. I see your point. So I mean, honestly, I don't see where he went wrong per se. Like the what is it? The steps. I don't see. Okay, right here is where he went wrong. I just think that, man, he got a taste of some of that good, and he couldn't shake it, man. Some people can shake it. Obviously, Steph couldn't. And by the time it was time for her to move, he pretty much was over it. He was able to kick it, and it worked out. Hopefully.
Tell me this, Kamal. This is what I'm observing from this. Tell me if I'm off, and I'd appreciate if you would, because I really could be on this. Women, when they're nice to you and sexual to you, are they trying to control you? And when a man is nice to a woman, my theory is it's because he is in a good space because she's acting right. But if a woman's being nice, and help me out if I'm being skeptical because it sounds like I am, it seems to me that a lot of times when a woman's being nice is because she is like, for this is, I hate to do this comparison, but when my daughter comes up to me, it's like, "Hi, Dad," big hug. I'm like, oh, here we go. Here we go. Both my baby girls, same shit. "Hi," big hug. I'm like, okay, what the fuck do you want? Whereas me, as a guy, I don't feel like that's my move to butter people up to get something. Help me out. Am I wrong?
I don't think that's a woman thing.
Okay.
I think that basically you're not a manipulator. A lot of women learn they can manipulate guys by being nice, but a lot of dudes do that as well, man. I've had a couple of people, man. Some of we have mutual friendships. You know what I'm saying?
Now I need to know.
Yeah, man. Some I can think of one particular homie that we both share will call me and gas me up when he wants something. Will speak for like
disgusting.
5 minutes to just gas.
Like, pedal to the metal.
Yeah, then all of a sudden it's like, yeah, here's the ask. And so I think that's a certain type of person, man. He's just that basically, women, little girls, it's more obvious in their approach. But I don't think that's exclusive to women. And I think that's just people who learn the game and they learn how to manipulate. And it seems like this Steph's girl actually knew how to manipulate. Plus, she probably didn't want any competition either from moms. That's another thing too, man. Like, hey, listen, man, I like this guy, but he's rough around the edges. I can change him, but I just need to get him away from all his people. If I can get him away from them and keep him away, I can mold him and shape him into the person I want him to be. It's definitely an agenda behind what she was trying to do, I think.
See, because I got sons and daughters, right? And my sons, they always try to get shit from me too. But there's no butter first. It's just hey, Pops, let me whoop-de-whoop. You know what I mean? Where my baby girls, they come with the motherfucking game.
Yeah.
And so I'm wondering, is that a gender thing? What is that, man? Or maybe it's just,
my sons aren't like that. Well, I say my youngest son, though, when he gets it, I'm the greatest dad ever.
Oh, afterwards.
Yeah. Well,
but he don't butter you up.
No.
Neither one of them? You got two sons, so they butter you up?
Nah.
Yeah, man. That makes me skeptical, man, when people are buttery. Honestly, that's why I got to work on my networking, because I'll be like, man, when I'm, we both did this writers seminar.
Yeah.
And they talked about how important networking is. And I'm just like, man, when I'm trying to reach out to other writers, it's so weird to me because I feel like I'm being slimeball. But I've got to find a happy medium between networking and, learning how to be friendly with it. Because I never want to be the dude that, like, gasses you up like the homie we both have, gas you up and then ask for something, man. That's lame, Brian, dog. I can't get down. And man, when we come back, Dave Chappelle dropped a new special, so we got to talk about that. And there's a Dear Irby later in the show from a woman who hates the name her husband is adamant about naming their baby. Kamal and I are going to coach her up. Please stay tuned. It's the MRA Podcast. Hey, Kamal, we got listeners all over the world now, man.
Yep.
And I was wondering, man, I wonder what the people do while they're listening to our show. I know we got a guy in the Navy who's in Spain. He listens. We got a lady that drives a Lyft. She listens while she's driving her Lyft and has her customers listen too, which is absolutely hilarious. Cat in Brooklyn listens while he delivers some fish. Okay. We want to know from other people, man, how do you listen to our show? What are you doing? Hit us up on the social media. I'm at Kyle Irby.
I am at Angry Kamal.
And let us know what you're doing when you listen to our show. Kamal, what are you doing when you listen to the show?
Man, I'm usually chilling, man. I take the train to get my son from school.
Oh, you do?
Yeah, man. So I get the headphones on and I'll listen to it front and back. The problem is I'm coming back. He wants to talk. I'm trying to listen. So I have to, try to act like I'm paying attention to him. I'm really listening to my words of wisdom.
That's good, man. Yeah. Pretend like you're listening to your son while you're listening to the podcast. That's one way to do it. I usually listen to while I'm cleaning the house, man. I picked... Well, go ahead.
Domestic work?
Yeah, man. Oh, come on, dude. I wish I didn't have domestic work, but yeah, man. I usually listen to if I'm washing the dishes or folding laundry. I listen to any kind of thing that I don't have to think.
Yeah,
and I just get to listen. But I want to know what are the people listening? What are y'all doing? Let us know. Kamal, Dave Chappelle just dropped a brand new special, homie, and he took it to another level because it wasn't. A lot of people don't understand the process. There's a special that Richard Pryor dropped that wasn't really funny, and he was working it out. And you know what I'm talking about? The one where he's in front of that little chalkboard menu. I don't know if you've seen it.
No,
anyway,
I didn't.
He has one. He's smoking, and it's just horrible. But he's just working it out. And I don't know why we're looking at it. I don't know why they taped it and put it out, but they did. This Dave Chappelle is not horrible at all because it's poignant. But a lot of people don't understand this is the process to making brilliant comedy. How did you feel about it, Kamal?
I thought it was genius. I thought it was genius, and I wish it was longer, and I didn't need to laugh.
Amen.
I wasn't looking to laugh. I like the insight, man. I like the point of view. I like the when he's basically explaining the anger and why everyone's out there rioting. I like the fact that he went after Candace Owens because he said the same thing I said, but pretty much just like he's doing this for money. It's a terrible way to make money. I was like, it's on some sellout shit, man.
What we just talked about in the commercial break.
Yeah,
that's not how we normally get down.
No, because the thing about it is, I think historically in America, historically, we look after one another because, you know what I'm saying? I'm sure somebody was getting chased and just a black home was your safe haven. I don't know y'all. Yes. Y'all don't know me, but damn it, y'all know who's after me.
That's why black women rarely call the police on their man.
Right. And that's why black people typically defend other black people, right or wrong, because we know chances are is a history of wrongdoing by the cops or framing by the DA and all that shit, overcharging, over sentencing, all of that shit. So like we weren't happy. We weren't cool with OJ, but we were just happy because there's been a bunch of motherfuckers who was railroaded by cops. And it was like, finally, somebody, one of us.
Yes, and we cheer for Johnny Cochran, as Cheryl Underwood says.
That's what really what it was.
Well, I liked OJ because of the Naked Gun. I was a fan because of that movie. I love OJ in that damn movie. So I didn't know all this stuff about his past, and I'm not black and I'm OJ. All I knew was that's the dude from Naked Gun. I rise with him, but to this day I enjoy his Twitter. So, but now, man, I love the Dave Chappelle. He's so funny to me. So he just was like oblivious. I'm OJ. Anyway, Dave Chappelle, to me, he cemented himself. Because, listen, man, and I just want to make sure I'm not shitting on Kevin Hart. I can't imagine but that's not Kevin Hart's style. Kevin Hart is more pop. He's more of a pop comic. And Dave Chappelle's a little more underground. But underground mainstream, you know what I'm saying? He's more Tribe Called Quest, and Kevin Hart is a little more Bruno Mars, I guess. And, I respect a comic that has something to say. I really do, man. And I don't need to laugh every 3 seconds. I'm good. It was fun. I was laughing at parts and the audience wasn't laughing. I just, dude is funny, man. So I love that he did it. I love that he was brave enough to do it.
Yeah, because he's crossed over, man. He's no longer stand-up comedian in my book. He is like on what they consider like Mark Twain. He's beyond just writing books.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying? Like we're gonna look to Dave Chappelle until the day he's no longer with us for insight. We're gonna look to him to explain it to us, man. To put all this shit in perspective, man. Articulate how we're feeling as a people. The way he did that, it was like, wow. Yes, you've said everything millions of us probably couldn't say. The only way we could say is like burning some shit. And he said it. And I'm glad that he put it on YouTube. It was free. Not everybody has Netflix, but most people have the internet. And so it's like, man, check this shit out. I was listening to an interview with, Eric Andre?
Of course.
Okay. So Eric Andre was on Talib Kweli's podcast. And he was told a Dave Chappelle story, and he said Dave Chappelle gave him some advice. He was about to go do something like an hour special or something like that, or perform for like 45 minutes, and he was a little nervous. And he said Dave gave him the greatest advice ever. He said, man, you don't have to be funny for 45 minutes. You just have to be interesting. And I heard this like 2 weeks ago because I struggle with the open mics and whatnot because I'm always trying to be funny, trying to throw jokes. But my point of view, I think, is very, very interesting. But I try to throw jokes in there, and it's like sometimes the jokes don't work, or sometimes it's not appropriate to joke. And so it's like,
you've seen me work it out. You've seen what I do. I get up there, take the topic, I'll find the joke or not.
Yeah,
I'll go up there, give a speech. I'll sit. You know me. I take a seat on the stool, and I will go up there and talk to these fools. And I'm looking forward to the day when you will just start going up there and speaking to them like you do on the podcast, because your humor is going to come out.
Yeah, I mean, it gave me the Eric Andre quote and the Dave Chappelle this last special was like, that's exactly what I want to do, man. I just want to get up there and pontificate and tell my truth.
Yep.
And Dave Chappelle is showing the way, man. He's a trailblazer, even though he didn't create this shit.
No,
but damn it, the way he's taking it, it's like Michael Jordan didn't create the slam dunk. But damn it, what he's doing with it.
He showed it perfect that one. And man, we come back, man. A man sends his wife a spreadsheet of all the times she denied him sex. I cannot wait to break this down. Later in the show, we have a Dear Irby from a woman who hates the name her husband is adamant about naming their baby. Kamal and I are going to coach her up, let her know how to get through this. It's the MRA Podcast. Yo, Kamal.
What's up?
I finally finished my album, dog.
The one you did in 2013?
Yeah, man. I know, man. A long time ago, man. But I said, you know what? I'm going to finish this album. This thing is coming out. Eventually. You got to finish. You can't give up.
I can dig it. And eventually it's finally here.
Eventually it's finally arrived, man. And I was listening to it, man. This thing is funny, dude.
Okay, it's not dated. No jokes about Chingy or nothing like that.
There is some dated jokes in there. Like there's a reference to, it was before Michael Sam came out. Because it was like a reference to gay athletes that came out. And I was like, wow, that's dated. Okay. But the juxt of it is everything's good.
Bruce Jenner still
Yeah,
Caitlin.
He's Bruce.
He's Bruce.
I don't talk about him,
but he was Bruce.
Yeah, I used to have a Bruce Jenner joke. He was Bruce in this when I recorded this. But it's ready, man. It's out. Okay. It's funny, man. Check it out and get it on iTunes right now. It's called Be a Man at All Times. Come out. A man sent his wife a spreadsheets of all the time she denied him sex. I just got to say, man, on one of our episodes, you talked about a spreadsheet. Mm-hmm. A guy should send his. It was the one that she wanted him to move to Tennessee or some shit. Remember?
Yeah, all the times that he had basically
she kept moving him.
Right. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So this guy has a spreadsheet, and it goes. I guess it's from 6/20/2014, just in a month.
Yeah, a little bit over a month, man. June 3rd to July 16th. 28 times. 28 times he tried to smash.
Oh, poor guy. Here's what the spreadsheet says. Date, sex, yes or no, and excuse. And this is what sucks about this, Kamal. He had been going through this shit so long that he finally decided to log it. Mm-hmm. Date. Let's go through the first one. All right. Sex, no. I'm watching. This is her excuse. I'm watching the show. It was a Friends rerun. No. I feel sweaty and gross. I need a shower. Didn't shower until the next morning. Next. No. Nonverbal. Next. No. I'm exhausted. Finally, he got a yes on the 10th. Ding, 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 ding. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 no's, then a yes. Then it keeps going. No. I'm still a bit tender from yesterday. The next day, try to smash. And he said, no. Well, okay. No nonverbal. No, I'm trying to watch the movie. Fell asleep 15 minutes later. Ugh. No, I'm too drunk and I ate too much. No, I won't have time to get showered and ready for dinner. We were 20 minutes early. No, I just came back from the gym. I feel gross. Pattern. No, nonverbal. No, I have to be up early. No, nonverbal. Finally, a yes. No, you're too drunk. No, I feel gross. No, I'm not. Look at I feel gross. I've heard this so many times from people talking about how women's mind is like they feel fat or whatever. I'm sweaty and gross. I'm tired. Nonverbal. I might be getting sick. I still don't feel 100%. I need a shower. I feel gross. I'm too tired. Then yes. No, I'm watching my show. Fellas, you had no idea, man, when you signed that bogus deal that you were going to go through this. Go ahead, Kamal.
I counted 28 times he tried to smash. She gave it to him 3. Bad percentage, though. That's a bad batting average. 3 for 28.
That's horrible, man. 3. What is that? What is that? 3 out of 28? That's horrible, man. Is that her job? Yes. 3 out of 28 is you're batting 100, Holmes.
That what that is?
That's bad. That's bad on any level. You're batting 100, bro.
Yeah.
Listen, man, ladies, you have to take your job more seriously. Honestly, this poor guy is at the mercy of whenever she's down, man. Dude, you need a side piece so bad, bro. So bad. Please get one. I wish they had like directories.
Yeah, and here's the thing about it, man. I don't know his wife, but I'm pretty sure she would be hurt and offended.
She'd be furious
if he got some side ass. But this right here, this is unacceptable.
Dog, this is so common.
This is a month. This is 1 month out of this man's life, out of this man's marriage. You know, and you know it had to be so bad that he had. It was like he was like, I get so much. Let me create a log, and all of a sudden it became no. It was a bunch of no's. Probably 2 months, 3 months, 4 months, maybe years of all these different excuses. You know, and so she's not performing her wifely duties, and she might say, you know, you're not putting me in the mood. You're just like, hey, let's have sex.
She definitely say that.
Yeah,
that's what she's going to say.
Yeah, like, and
she probably has a point there. She has a point there.
Yeah, and I was saying that's a touchy situation, man, because I don't know if they have kids. I don't know what they do, but it's like the man can't wine her and dine her and come with the rolls every single night. You know what I'm saying? It should just be, you know, for those special occasions, he wines and dines her. But he should know he shouldn't just get sex on a special occasion. Yeah.
And the reason why this is so important to share is because, guys, you're out there in love. You have no idea this is going to happen to you. If you, most likely, the lucky dudes out there, like the girl from a couple weeks ago, who she's not getting enough. That is not the rule. That is an exception. Every once in a while, somebody's sexually unsatisfied in most relationships. And that's fucked up, man. Hey, weigh your options before you sign the bogus deal. Let me just say it like that, man.
Well, the thing about it is you have no idea.
You had no
That's
idea.
The thing
this
about
is why
it.
we're telling the young bucks, young college kids, teenagers that's listening, be careful, buddy. This is what is in front of you. Ask your daddy. Be bold enough to ask your daddy.
The thing about it is,
hey, Pops.
I don't think the courtships are lasting long enough.
That part.
Yeah, man, if you with somebody 6 or 7 years, I seriously doubt that after you guys get married in year 8, she's going to stop having sex. You know what I'm saying? Like you said, you can't hide it. You can't hide that long.
Find out how often she self-pleasures. That's what you want to know. Because if she says never, you got a problem. If she says every once in a while, because that's what you need to know. How often does she need to get one off without you or period? Because if she can never need to get one off, that's going to happen eventually, buddy. Find out. Hey, Kamal, Father's Day is coming up soon, and a woman on Twitter called for it to end. Ooh, disgusting. And later on in the show, speaking of social media, I tried to explain men on Facebook, and I got flagged twice. Maybe you could tell me where I went wrong. It's the MRA Podcast. Are you yelling at your radio right now? You know, what the hell you saying? You wrong, Kyle.
You wrong, Kamal.
Yeah. Or right. That's what I'm talking about.
Word.
Yeah. Hey, then tweet us. Stop what you're doing unless you're driving. Stop what you're doing. Hit us right now. Respond to us. You know, just talk to us right now.
Let us know how you feel.
I'm at Kyle Irby.
I'm at Angry Kamal.
Or you can hit us both at the MRA Podcast and let your voice be heard.
Yeah, man.
You know, so we'll read it.
We might even respond.
And you just might hear it on the show.
Yeah, man. Be a celebrity for a day.
Yes, man. Just stop what you're doing. Hit us up, man. You'll get a response.
Yes, sir.
All right, Kamal. This was. All right. This lady, Danielle Herzog on Twitter said, Father's Day is so offensive to same-sex parents and single mothers. Stop the patriarchy. Ban Father's Day. Yes, all women. #feminism. I wonder how she feels about the guy who ain't getting none anymore. I wonder if she's like, that's her body, which it is. But she still has a job to do. Come on, how you feel about the thought to stop Father's Day?
They might as well.
Hilarious.
For different reasons, though.
What's yours,
for different reasons, man.
Bullshit?
I mean, I'm just saying, man, Father's Day we know it's janky, man. It's the afterthought. Mother's Day, I think businesses go in the black on Mother's Day. Like Father's Day is like, it's not much, man. Some ties, nobody maybe. Cares. They might make us a breakfast or some shit like that. But, Father's Day is not that day. It's just not. And so I'm like, might as well just get rid of it, man. So I don't have to get my hopes up high and stuff like that. What she's talking is some utter nonsense. So did she say that about Mother's Day?
Exactly.
Was that offensive to like two guys or single fathers? It's such a selfish way of thinking. She's a woman. I'm pretty sure. She says feminism, so she's a feminist, and she's looking at it through that lens, and only that lens. That's the only lens that matters. What about, like I said, what about the two guys? What about what happens on Mother's Day? It's like, nah, man.
Yeah, single dad. What about him?
Yeah.
It's just ridiculous.
It's like, so what?
It's ridiculous.
There's no father in the house. There's Father's Day. So what? If there's no father in the house, you don't have to celebrate it. It's Christmas to a Muslim. Like, okay, man, you gotta celebrate it.
It's going on out there, not in here. It's not a big deal.
Yeah.
Father's Day is cool, but I do think Father's Day is some affirmative action type of stuff because it is, man. It's affirmative action. We only have it because they have one. So it's like, well, guys need one too. No, stop. Don't insult us with the bullshit Father's Day, man. Just, acknowledge it and keep it moving, man.
Yeah, women are lucky that we are civilized, man, because I've been watching a lot of Animal Kingdom.
Yeah.
And I like lions and all of that shit. And the male lion, eats first.
You damn right, as he should.
The women go out and get the food, and when they do the kill, you can see the lion trotting over there. All right, now I'm ready to thank you, chicks. Appreciate you, baby. Now move out my way.
Oh yeah, and he got more than one woman too.
Oh yeah, all of them is his chicks. and they do all the hunting. So they need to be happy that we have evolved and we're civilized because man, if we was like these animals.
You know, it's funny you compared us to the animals because that's what I said in my Facebook comments that were deleted. So I can't wait to talk about this. We're talking about when we come back, man. It's the MRA Podcast. Can I have your attention, please? We are trying to start a movement. You heard that right. We're starting a movement. We're doing something different here at the MRA Podcast. We vibing with y'all. You know what I'm saying, fellas? You know what I'm saying, ladies? It ain't just fellas that listen to the show. Matter of fact, it's a majority women, but it's all good. I know you know somebody that fits with what we trying to do over here. So all we need you to do is send it to them. Tell a friend. You know what I'm saying? That somebody know how we get down here at the MRA show. It's really called the podcast, but I just wanted to rhyme know and show. All right, Kamal. So I got a cousin named Jordan, and he goes in on the ladies on Facebook, man. He has these great conversations. I told you about him because he's going to do some stuff for the show. So I don't remember what the topic was. It was one of those things where he was going in. He always goes in on the ladies. And so somehow I made this comment. I said, if she interprets catering to her man as being a slave, run. She can't be fixed. 5 hearts as of the time when I took this screenshot. All right. So some sister named Bully White, I doubt that's her real first name, but whatever. She said, Kyle Irby, my idea of being a slave is this. If I'm working a full-time job as my man, then expected to come home, clock into another job with the kids, as well as cater to my husband while he sits around doing what he pleases, that, sir, to me is being a slave. Kept women should be housewives. But if I had to put in the amount of work, the same as my husband, we should be working as a team. Where's the lie? So, Kamal, man, when I heard that, I took a deep breath and I went to my notes and I crafted a response. Okay. My response was, men are wild animals. It takes work to keep him in that house. A home with a man in it is a blessed family. Don't be mad that he's broke if you're the one who picked him. Even if he is, his presence alone is enough to make a woman with her mind right treat him like a king. See the homes without a man for exhibits A through Q. More game available on the MRA Podcast. You see how I plugged this, Kamal?
Yeah, man. Good job.
And then they said I couldn't do that. So I said again, I said, okay, let me try this. Men are like wild animals, because I wasn't sure what they flagged it. Maybe that's because I said men are animals. Maybe. Then I said basically the same thing. So anyway, put your feminist hat on, Kamal. Are you offended at what I said, that men are like wild animals and it takes work to keep them in the house?
My feminist hat?
Yeah.
It's what you're saying, and I'm looking at it through, what's my girl's name?
Girl from Twitter?
Danielle Herzog's lens.
Yeah.
Women should be lucky.
Yes.
And, it's a privilege to have a man in the house, and I'll do.
Absolutely.
And I should do whatever I can just to keep him there. Even if I got to work a full-time gig and come home and deal with the kids while he sits on his ass, twiddling his thumbs. It's a privilege to be in the company of a man just because he's got balls and swipe.
Well, so I guess you do understand what I'm saying.
My interpretation was on point.
Yeah, man. I expected man to be treated like those lions. Exactly like those lions.
Yeah, what I'm saying, the lions make sure that the hyenas don't come steal the food, because the hyenas
do something.
Yeah, the hyenas ain't scared of the women. The hyenas ain't scared of the women, but that male lion is like, hey, motherfucker. You know what I'm saying?
Listen.
So it's almost like the pimp.
It really is. That's what a pimp's job is, protection.
Yeah.
But here's the thing, man. Let me just say this and make this clear. This is the part they won't play if they, try to go at me on the feminist side or on Fox News. This is the part where I'm really trying to say. A man better be doing something. You can't just be a sorry-ass man on the couch. If you are, first of all, ladies, why'd you pick him? Come on, just like fellas, you got to watch out. You got to look out for the warning signs. If she's not into intercourse, she wasn't into it with her ex, she probably won't be into it with you. But you got to do your job, fellas. You can't just be entitled. I can't stand entitlement, Kamal. Don't think you are entitled to be treated well. However, you should be treated with the utmost respect. A man should eat first. You damn right, because that's respect. But he should open the door for his lady. He should take off his jacket if she's cold. He should help her into the car. He should take care of her, and she should take care of him. But a lot of times, women want to be taken care of, but they don't even want to feel like they have a job, and you do. We come back. We have a Dear Irby for woman who hates the name her husband is adamant about naming their baby. Kamal and I are going to coach her up. It's the MRA Podcast. Hey, if you're enjoying the podcast, do us a favor. Tell a friend. That's it. Costs you nothing, helps us out, and gives your friend some entertainment to make that commute a little easier, or gives them some company on a workout, or while they're cleaning the house, so it helps them out, helps everyone out. All right, so please subscribe, leave a positive comment, and share. Let's get into this Dear Irby letter.
Let us.
Dear Irby, I'm going to try to make this as short and sweet as possible, gentlemen. My husband wants to name our unborn daughter after his late grandmother. I have never met this woman. I am sure she was really sweet. I have heard she was a great woman. But between us, I hate her name. I don't want to say in case he is listening, but let's just say she has two very old names, and he wants to use them both in that order. I already asked if we could try a different name as the first name and then use his grandmother's name in the middle, but he's not going for it. I'm coming to you because you two are all about showing respect to the husband. We just got done doing that, man, which I usually do, but I have to put my foot down on this. What should I do? Better yet, how should I do it? Angelica, N-A-B-Q. I almost said barbecue. That is Albuquerque. Okay, worldwide. And worldwide, it's the same country. All right, come on. What you think, dog?
That's a tough one, man. The dudes,
I think so too.
Dudes put his foot down. They both are putting their feet down.
Mm-hmm.
All right, and I know where Angelica is coming from. My grandmother had an old name. Her name was Mildred.
Oof, that's pretty old.
Yeah, that's old. I mean, that's basically Mildred, Agnes. All these old names, man, Earlene.
Mm-hmm.
And so these are the women who we revere, our grandmothers, our great-grandmothers. My wife reveres her great-grandmother. Her name was Roxy. And she was like, if we have a daughter,
That's a great
name.
I
want to name her Roxy.
That's a great name.
Roxy.
It's a horrible example right now. Come out. That's a great name.
Roxy Abdul-Jabbar doesn't work.
Great example. All of a sudden, it just became great. It went from a horrible example. Roxy Johnson, that's dope.
Yeah, Roxy Reynolds.
Roxy
Shout out to Roxy
Phillips,
Reynolds, great porno star out there. Roxy Reynolds. So I get where Angelica's coming from, man. And because her husband probably reveres his grandmother, thinks the world of his grandmother, wants to honor his grandmother. This is the best way he can think of to honor his grandmother is by naming his daughter after her. And Angelica's like, dude, never met her. I'm sure she's a great woman. Heard nothing but great things about her. But the name in 2020 doesn't work. And hubby ain't hearing nothing else.
Mm-hmm.
So Angelica wants to know how to do this because she's gonna do it.
Yeah, you hear that, huh?
What should I do? But how should I do it? Because my daughter's not gonna be named Gertrude. Or something like that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Or Gladys. You know, that's an old name.
Rest in peace. I got a cousin, Gladys.
It's an old name. Yeah, it's an old name. You don't see too many 14-year-old Gladyses. So, how should she do it? I would say, man, Angelica, you need to figure out a way to honor this man's grandmother prior to the birth of your daughter. Something that is respectful, something that is going to last a long time, but just something that he could be like, okay, it's a compromise. If you're that adamant about naming your daughter after his grandmother, he needs to have something. And it should come from you. Don't say, hey, why don't you think of something else? It should come from you just so he can see that you're invested in this as well. All right?
Nice.
And so that's what I would do. because I know you're gonna name your daughter whatever you want to name her. You're not naming her whatever that is. I would say to ease the pain a little bit, throw him something, show some type of reverence to his grandmother that comes from you. But aside from that, man, you're in a tough situation.
Come on, we come back on my way in. Hey, what's up, y'all? If you like this show, you want to help us offset some of these costs, man, you feeling the need to donate, then do just that. Go to www.patreon.com and make a donation to the MRA Podcast. That is the MRA Podcast with Kyle and Kamal, and you can find us at Patreon. Or you can catch us in the street and just be like, hey, man, I love y'all. I want to bless you with some cash and put some dollars in our pocket. You can do that. Or you can hit us on Venmo. Find our names and just, bless us with dough on Venmo. Or you could pray for us. Do that too. But we prefer cash. Kamal, this is a tough situation, dude. Because she's wrong. I know this sounds crazy. She's only wrong because of the lack of reverence and respect. But he's tripping. He's tripping, dude. He is tripping. Come on, bro. What is the deal? You don't know, man. No, you can't hog. Listen, if this was old school, it would just happen. And she would mope about it and never get over it. Either way, neither one of them are going to get over this, Kamal. If he wins, he loses. If she wins, she definitely loses. She's better off getting over it than him because he ain't getting over it. And he's going to feel disrespected. See, you got to be careful disrespecting men. Men, your job is to love your woman. She needs to feel loved. And sometimes she'll give a fucking stretch. If you really love me, that's manipulation. But she's got to feel loved. And he's got to feel respect. Period. It's just, if you just break it down to that, make sure he feels utmost respect. Make sure she feels love. Everybody's doing their job. She's not doing her job, but he's tripping, dude. My grandmother, who I love, who is just a legend in my life and in my heart, her first name is Georgia. But her original name, this is so old school. Her birth name was Evelyn. Changed it to Georgia. That's because that's Arkansas, right? I named my daughter's middle name Evelyn for my grandmother. I wouldn't have called my baby girl Georgia. That's not these days, bro. I'm practicing what I preach, man. It is hard to grow up with a weird name. My middle name was Albert because of my legendary grandfather. And it took me years to be able to walk into that name. Because when I was a kid, man, it was, oh, God, please don't. It was so embarrassing. Like, come on, man. Think of the kid, man. Don't give your kid no old ass name, man. And he's not listening. She's listening. But I'm like, come on, bro. Flag on the play, man. Flag on the play. So, Angelica, what do? If you want to do it perfectly, you show him respect and you name him that ugly ass name. If you want to do a modern way, which you're probably going to do it, you just have to put your foot down and understand this is going to cost you. Because we do not forget slights of disrespect, especially if your man is black. If you got a black man, we're very sensitive about disrespect, Kamal. Because we've been disrespected so long. And you want to have respect at home. What's the worst place, bro, when you're getting disrespected at the crib? That's why these black women of the past were the motherfucking shit. Because they understood what their man was going through. So they treated him like a king in the house so that he could understand how it feels like to be a man and hold his hand up high. And when you treat a man a certain way, you can literally bring the best out of him if you treat him great. And you might say, well, you can bring the best out of your woman. Yeah, that's great too. That's cool. But just think about the lion and the lioness. Yeah, you know what I mean? It's great to have a happy lioness, but you really want a happy lion. I'm just being real. You really want a happy lion. All that happy wife, happy life shit. Happy lion, period. Have a happy lion. God damn.
Hey, check this out, Kyle. I got another compromise for Angelica.
Help us out and we're getting out of here. Do it.
Okay.
Let's hear it.
So let's say you bow down and you let hubby win. Hubby wins this, right? And I don't know the name, but let's say it's Gertrude. You call her Trudy. Yeah. She goes to school. Trudy. All her friends are Trudy, Mildred, Millie. Mabel, maybe.
Yeah.
Take the nickname. I say a lot of the hipsters and a lot of these millennials, their kids have old names and you don't know the full name. Because I know like in my son's classes, he's 7 and it's like they have like a normal, a little cute girly name, but their real name is like an older name. Like, wow,
there
okay.
Yeah. That's it, Kamal. We got it. Give him the name, show respect to your husband, give the name, find a dope ass nickname. And present that to him, man. But please show him this respect. I'm telling you right now, you're going to pay for that shit, Angelica. If you guys have a Dear Irby letter, send us an email at dearirby@themrapodcast.com. That is dearirby@themrapodcast.com. Where can we find you?
Man, Angry Kamal, at Angry Kamal on Twitter.
That's right. I'm at Kyle Irby, KYLEERBY. You can find us both at the MRA Podcast. That's our Twitter. That is our Instagram. My website is kyleirby.com. You can see some of my commercials I've done. You can see some of the videos I've done. Stand-up comedy videos are there. All kinds of things. All things Kyle Irby at kyleirby.com. And please don't forget to go to themrapodcast.com. That is where you can find the hats. And you can see all the episodes. You can catch up and binge and all that good stuff. You can subscribe there. Yeah, man. Ladies, we love you. Fellas, be a man at all times.
Deuces.
MRA.